Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're deciding to join us. Yes, this is Delancey. Milena is letting me do the intro tonight, and I am so excited about it. You're very welcome that you get to hear my voice first.
Hell yeah.
Tonight, we have an interesting topic. It's actually a little bit different. We actually went back and forth talking about it a little bit to decide that we wanted to talk about this on the podcast. And it's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be addressed. And I think everybody's going to benefit from it, whether you're an adoptee or in the adoption community or anything. This is something that everybody really needs to talk about and talk through and learn from and figure it out. And that is negative comments on videos,
Not only
especially
videos,
when
but
they
like
don't,
social
yeah.
media. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
All
social
the social
media
media.
as
Yeah.
well. Oh, negative comments on social media, on videos, and especially when they literally take a small clip, a small window into what you have going on and making a snap judgment and wanting to tell you all about your life.
Amen.
So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I
Amen.
feel very passionately about it, so I'm very excited to talk about
No,
this tonight.
no, I agree. There's something, and I don't know if you saw it. I posted it. It was like the picture was be kind / Jesus. And this is something I actually was talking to a really good friend about just a couple weeks ago, actually, like before all this kind of transpired of us wanting to talk about it.
Mhm.
Is I was like, do you remember how people used to say growing up, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me? And I'm
Oh,
like,
it's a
and
lie.
then this caption went in to say, you can specifically remember the hateful, mean
Mm-hmm.
things your whole life that
Mm-hmm.
people have said to you, but all the
Absolutely.
thousands of comments that people throw at you, you don't ever remember because what Delancey's saying, the negative comments,
Mm-hmm.
they can
They stick
really,
with you.
yeah, they do. And both of us have had some really nasty ass comments
Dude, brutal,
said
brutal
to us
comments.
together and said to us in our own individual journeys. And
Yeah.
I
I'm
just,
telling you, ooh. And see though, that's the thing. Whenever you brought up that statement, that always, anytime I hear people say sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never, that is the biggest lie.
agreed.
Such a lie. Because anyone that's like myself that has negative self-talk and we struggle with negative self-talk, we
Yes.
not only remember the things that are said, and people are probably gonna be like, oh my God, this girl's crazy. But I don't just remember the things that are said. I remember whenever I'm struggling with negative self-talk in whatever moment it is, I remember who said it, when it was said, the tone of voice. Like it replays all over again in my mind, and it'll jump from like one negative thing to another, to another, to another, to another. And it could be anybody that's saying it. It could be strangers, it could be friends, it could be family, it could be anyone, and it stays with you, just like you said. And but it's kind of like you can't really ignore them either. You kind of have to digest them and
Right.
process them and realize where it's coming
Right.
from.
Oh, I hope my internet's not being lame. You're kind of cutting out. It might be my internet. I was going to ask you a question.
I think we
Shoot, are
should
you there?
share with them where. Um, so
Oh,
the reason why this topic actually came up, and we're not going to say names because there's no reason to say names on this. And I'm actually digging through my phone right now trying to find it. We're not going to say names. We're not going to say locations. We're not going to say anything of that. But the reason this came up was, should we even say what episode this is in reference to?
I mean, we can. There's no
I
harm in
mean,
that. I don't think
I don't think there's harm in that either. Because
you can
anyone,
say
I
it.
mean,
I mean,
I
if
feel like,
people listen to the episode,
I
they'll
think
have
they
a
put it
better
together.
understanding of like where this is. Well, not really,
Uh,
because it's really like
Not
out of left
really.
field. But I mean,
Yeah.
I could see. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah. No. I'm. Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, no, no, finish your thought. Please, out of left field.
Well, I was just gonna say like it's really like if you listen to the episode for me, if I were to listen to it and then I were to hear what these people are having to say, I'd be like, wait, what? That's just me though. Like,
It's like, yeah,
because
it's like you.
this episode is a lot and heavy, and
Mm-hmm.
we like to share things with this. But the thing I think that frustrates me the most, it's just like Delancey said when she first started. People like to take a blip of something and then make a judgment
Mm-hmm.
off of it or off of you or
Mm-hmm.
off of other people because of things that they think that they know when they don't know the full story. There are two sides to every freaking story. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, I will agree with all of that. And that's so the episode, just looking at the image just aggravates me a little bit. I will give the commenters credit that they spelled our names correctly.
I know that is
I
props.
was
Hell
very
yeah.
impressed with that. However, and this is so funny. This is so funny to me. Something else before I read these comments and everything. And again, I'm not gonna say their names because they actually made a big to do about something like that in one of them. But what I will say is, if you are feeling some type of way and you want to post something somewhere and it is negative, you have to think about it a couple ways. Are you willing to stand by this
Right.
forever? Are you willing to
Yes.
stand by it? Is that a hill
Agreed.
you're willing to die on?
Mhm.
And would you say that to their face? Or are you just going
Yes.
to be a keyboard warrior? Because absolutely not. And then 3, screenshots last forever
Yes. Mhm.
because these people deleted their comments and we still have screenshots.
Yep.
Screenshots are forever. And if you think that just because you put it there, and it is what episode number was this?
Oh. Let me hang on. Let me
This
look.
is terrible. I should know this.
No,
I'm a
it's not,
terrible
because we
co-host.
are amazing and we have a bunch under our belt. So episode 22.
Fine. Okay, this was episode 22. And this was, if you have not listened to this story yet, I highly encourage you to go back and listen to it. And if you have listened to it after you hear these comments, I highly encourage you to go back and listen to it again. The first comment said, the description of your podcast is to quote, help and to focus on the positive, end quote. But Delancey and Milena have both managed to vilify, name call, and cast judgment throughout the entire episode. Growth and healing won't come from hate or resentment. I'm sorry, you can't see my face right now. It was kind of blank.
But they like, it just makes me giggle because I'm like,
They
I'm
were big
so
words.
over the high school. Like, why? Like, why? It goes back to you saying like a keyboard, like people are so brave behind their screen.
Mhm.
And I think my husband's even told me that after I've gotten some hateful comments on like reels that have gone viral. And he's
Yeah.
like, people are brave behind a screen, but when it comes to your face,
They'll
guarantee
never
you they
say
would
it.
not say this. Yeah. And the sad thing
And if
is
they,
like,
yeah.
oh no, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, and if they do say it, they still suck. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the thing is like, what makes me the most sad, it's like they can come at us all day, and they attacked the people that we had on here too.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've handled it very well, but like people, I'm gonna go into this real quick. People don't understand what people are going through. Okay. There's a lot
Mhm.
going on in people's lives. Me and
Mhm.
Delancey, we're not sunshine and rainbows all the damn time. We got shit going on in our
no.
lives. You know what I mean? Like, before you just decide to just lash out at somebody, like that's what
Right.
I don't understand. It's like you don't.
Well,
An
and
adoption puts a whole new set when people are getting new
yeah.
family into their lives. That's what pisses me off. Is like, anyway, go on.
Well, and it's, if you look at it, and what makes me kind of giggle about it is she used some like really classy words. I was really impressed with that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was really impressed with her comment because she spelled her names correctly, 1, and 2, she did use some like classy words. She classed it up a little bit as she was trying to stab a dagger.
Right.
What she doesn't understand was nobody vilified anybody.
Yeah.
The perspective of the adoptees was given.
Correct.
And their experience was given.
Correct.
Now, we talked about growth and healing won't come from hate or resentment. Weird, because that's what we're showing in this statement. We're not being open to somebody else's perspective on
Correct.
the situation, 1.
Correct.
And 2, maybe the person who caused them to feel this way, and their feelings are valid, to feel this way, needs to take a hard look at themselves and realize that their actions have consequences.
Correct. 100%.
That's what drives me nuts. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
And if we want to growth and healing needs to happen on all sides.
Agreed.
All sides.
And I like what you're saying, because people can definitely act one way towards one person and act another way towards another person. So you see, when people like to play Jekyll and Hyde to their benefit, then of course you're going to have people that are like, oh my gosh, you're wronging that person. And it's like, actually, no. And the thing with these adoptees that this has happened to, they have concrete proof of
Yep.
things that have happened to them.
Yep.
It's not like they would just show up to, and I'm not saying it would get that far, but like show up somewhere and they'd be like, we have nothing to show. Oh no, they've got lots to show. I've seen it
They've
with
got
my own
proof.
eyes.
Well, and
I have seen
it's
it.
not just it's not just, and even if it was just their perception,
Yes.
I hate to break it to a lot of people, and this is something that a lot of people need to realize, and what I wish the Gen Z would understand. Perception's reality. It's not fair, it's not right, it's not okay. But perception is reality. That's the reason why our generation and older was told you only get one chance to make a first impression. Make it a good
Yes.
one.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
you oftentimes you can't come back from first impressions, or you can't come back from,
Correct.
if you have built, if you're a genuinely good person and then you have an off day, that'll get kicked off to the side. That's not a problem. But when you have, like you said, concrete evidence of the same behavior over and over and over and over and over again, but you want these other individuals to believe that you're something different, no. Now, people can change,
Agreed.
but I'm pretty sure didn't all of this happen, if I remember correctly, all this happened within the last couple of years.
Yes, and I was just gonna mention too, these two people didn't know each other and they had the
Mm-mm.
same actions happen to themselves without having these people, and then they come together and they're like, "Oh, this was done to you
Mhm.
too? That's just not a
Weird.
coinkadink."
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's a pattern.
Yeah.
And like they said, growth and healing. Well, sounds like there needs to be some accountability too.
Agreed.
And I'm not saying like anyone's innocent, anyone's an angel or anything like
No,
that. I
no,
mean, we're
yeah.
all human beings. We all
Right.
mess up. Absolutely. But if you're going to be so brave as to put a comment like that to try to come at us,
Yeah.
and then to come at the adoptees
Right.
that graciously shared their wild ride of a story,
Right.
because it is a wild ride.
It is.
I really,
Can can I just touch on this too? This is
oh
something
yeah,
that
go
me and
ahead.
Delancey were actually talking about beforehand. We do this to help people learn all sides of adoption. Granted, we
Yep.
are more on the positive side. We understand that. We know that. One thing that has broken my heart, and this is not just with them, but with a couple people we have had come on, it really tests relationships with people. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, things get really hard and really heavy. And that's never our intent for them to come on and have this happen. And it's really sad that, like, I don't feel like we've ever had people come on and be downright malicious. They've just shared how
Mm-mm.
they felt, and it gets so skewed. And then it's just
Mhm.
crazy. That's oh, it breaks my heart because, like, I just go back and I'm thinking, I can't think of anything that they said that like was honestly like, you know what I mean? Like that's I don't know. It's just frustrating.
Well, well, this next comment, it might be a little on the nose with something, because meh. We'll see. Let's see. This next person, I mean, and let's also make sure we keep this record straight. There were only two comments like this, and we both received messages about this episode either on our Instagram that we have together or separately on our own Instagrams, and none of them said anything close to what these comments say. And I think it speaks volumes of the fact they deleted them, but whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Let's see. I think this is my favorite because they like went straight for, fear tactic.
Mm-hmm.
They try to be,
Yes.
they try to be scary. They try, and I'll touch on that in a second. This needs to be taken down. This is defamation of Wendy's character. You put the name in there, so I'm just reading what you wrote. This was not their place to share details of her life, location, or names. You literally just did that. It's your responsibility to ensure such sensitive information is altered out. Who says all? Whatever. The podcast is supposed to focus on the positive. What you did here is destroy someone's character. How dare you attack a mother for her adoption decision or partner decision? Quote, she's a bitch. Really? This shows the character of you and your podcast, and that you are seeking to destroy the parent's character. Disgusted with this episode. So a couple things.
I didn't think I didn't think they disclosed location. That's like the
I
main
don't,
thing that stuck out to me. I don't think
I
they
don't,
did.
I don't think they did. I think
They said
when I
their
tell you,
locations. Okay, sorry, go
they
ahead.
said their locations. No, they said their locations because they were open about their locations. We don't know where she's located. We don't know anything about that. And then, yes, they did say the name, but a lot of bio moms' names have been mentioned. On top of that, one commenter, we're going to leave your name at that because you feel some kind of way. Where were you when we did Donald's episode?
Yeah.
And we talked about that bio mom because we said the same thing about her.
And how do you know that we're using real names?
And how do you know that we're using real names? How do you know that these names were discussed prior? One, and two, who says altered? It's edited. It's edited. Now, that's how I know you're reaching for big words to try to do a fear tactic. So if you're going to leave negative comments and you're trying to leave it on somebody's account and you want to scare them, absolutely go for defamation of character. That would terrify, most people, not me. Because if you say defamation of character, then I know that we hit something personal and that it made someone feel really bad about their decisions because they don't want to face their decisions and they don't want to face their choices. Nothing was said that was defamation of character. Nothing. And we make it very clear in our podcast, if you had ever listened to any other episodes we've ever done, which you clearly have not, you didn't even listen to this whole one.
Correct.
We don't quote alter. You meant edit. We don't edit episodes. We don't. We put the whole thing on there, good, bad, ugly, silly, funny, happy, whatever, because it's who we are. We want you to feel like you're a part of this with us and that you're with every single step. So to tell us to edit it means you're telling us to edit who we are. You're trying to silence us, and we're not going to be silenced. Just like I would never silence y'all. Y'all want to leave negative comments? Go for it. That's fine. We can address them. We can comment back to you. We can talk to you. We can have a conversation. That's great. But don't go for a fear tactic. If you have such a strong response, let's have a conversation. Don't try to scare me. I've grown up with people saying nasty things whole life. So is Melena. You're not going to scare us. It's just not nice. And then to try to tell us that we need to take an episode down, ew. Ew.
My biggest thing, and with these people and just with other people, what happened to picking up a phone and talking it out with somebody? Oh, people don't like confrontation. But you know what? Withholding crap, it makes nobody feel good. You just got to be open and honest. And there might be some tears, there might be some fighting, there might be some frustration involved. But in the end, if it's really meant to be, you'll get it figured out. And if it's not meant to be, at least you're an adult about it instead of
exactly.
I can't deal with the name calling. I can't. I had shit happen in high school. I don't want to relive that. I hate reliving that. I don't want to do it again. And I know that's my own stuff. So like even when these people, and it's not just these people, but when people comment crap, like even on reels I've had go viral, it's I don't know if Delancey said it, but I kept thinking it. Sometimes I internalize these and I hate that I do that.
Yeah,
I hate that I do that.
too.
It's because of past issues that I've had with people. And then you look at yourself like, oh shit. But like, what happened to just talking to people? Like,
did we lose Melena?
oh, I can still see you. Am I here or no? Delancey?
There's gonna be a pause.
Am I gonna disappear again? Are you there? Shoot. Hello. Are you
came
there? Okay.
There's gonna be like a little split second of me singing my words, and people are gonna be like, "Stop! Don't do that." Comedic relief, everybody. Okay, so where it cut off for a split second, and I'm wondering if it's going to keep recording, but I didn't hear it, was internalize it stuff with high school, and then I didn't hear anything
and then it
that.
cut off. Oh
yeah, it was rude.
My biggest thing is like I just get frustrated that people can't be adults. Right. And like seeing that post yesterday about being kind, it's the exact same thing. There's more nastiness in this world. Nobody needs it. Go talk to these specific people, like to their faces. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand why people can't just pick up a phone and be like, hey, can we talk this out? All this blocking, all this stupid, like, just don't.
Well, and see, and like, it doesn't resolve it. And that's the reason why, like, I have no problem addressing stuff head on when it comes to
Yeah.
stuff like this. Like I'm with you. I have my own stuff too. I internalize negative self-talk. I've gotten in a better place now, but I guess I've always been that person that even like in my darkest of days, if you try to come at me with something like this and you try to accuse me of something that I'm not doing, we're gonna set the record straight. Like that's we're not doing that. What we're not going to do is make false accusations. That's what we're not going to do. What we're not going to do is use big fancy words to class it up and make it sound like we're terrible people. And I think it's hysterical that they say the podcast is supposed to focus on the positive. This is not a Hallmark movie. I love Hallmark movies. I love Hallmark movies. They're my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Like, don't even get me wrong. And like you hear the tone of my voice changing because they make me so happy. Like I love them. But this is not a Hallmark movie. And I think people need to understand that there is so much positive and there's so much blessing, but sometimes you have to get through the crap to get to the blessing. Because commenter, if you had watched the whole thing, the whole episode, since you commented on our YouTube, if you had watched the whole episode, you would have seen how much these two sisters who did not know each other longer than 2 weeks were already bonded.
Well,
We're
not
already
only
like
that, but my biggest thing is how much compassion they had on this person that these so-called people were trying to be like, you tore this person down. It's like, if you truly listen to the end of the episode, when it came down to it, they had compassion towards this person and they said, we hope, we feel bad for them because they hope that we can find a place for this person can get to a better place. So you didn't listen to the whole episode because it ended on a note of they're just sending peace and love to this person, but they're allowed to have their feelings towards this person and still wish them well.
Right.
They're allowed to.
And
I'm sorry.
They're allowed to. Not just that they're allowed to, but they're allowed to share their journey of how they got there.
Agreed.
Because they had to go through that hard stuff, that terrible stuff. And you know what? I'm sorry, but I don't remember learning perfectly good lessons from things that go well for me. Correct. And failure is where we find success. I'm sorry. Like I don't understand why people are so scared of that.
You look at even the freaking Bible, like you look at books, you look at these things that celebrities have talked about coming from Triumph, and they talk about like, there's a book I'm listening to right now by Zachary Levi on radical love. And same with Will Smith, same with Matthew McConaughey. I honestly never would have fathomed, because I see them at their prime right now. Well, bless his heart, not Will Smith, but you see them at their prime right now.
Facts.
You would never guess that they had hard in their life. And that's kind of like what social media does. But if you listen to their books, these guys went through hell. They went through abuse, every single form of it, and from their parents. Like, but they don't disclose that until now. And now they're disclosing it. And they're, you know what I mean? Like,
does that make them, but wait,
no,
time out. Does
like
that make them terrible people
story?
Because they're sharing their journey, their story, and how they dealt with it? So they can help others. Yes, we focus on the positive, but we want to help people. We want to help people understand that you are not alone.
Correct. More relatable.
You're not alone. You're not relatable. Yeah, you're not alone. Yeah. You're not the only person that feels the way that you do. You're not the only person. And even if it's not something Melanie and I have gone through, we want to find people who have gone through things that are willing to share their journey. If they're willing to share their journey, then they can help other people too. Correct. And on top of that, I just, the more I think about those two comments, the more I just want to be like, really?
I agree.
Just like, really? Because exactly. Find something to do, but bad things. And this is what it makes me kind of give a little bit more. This is part of my devotion a couple of days ago, or maybe it was, what's today? Tuesday? I think it was Saturday, maybe Friday. I don't know. My days run together right now. Whole thing. But the thing was that we shouldn't be seeking happiness, because happiness comes from happenings. Your joy is what is stable, even when bad things happen to you. And commenters, if you had listened to the whole episode, you would have seen that those two women have genuine joy despite anything that they've dealt with.
Correct.
Anything that they've gone through. And
oh no. It's my freaking
You can try to
connection.
steal their joy and you
There we
can
go.
try to steal our joy, but you can't do it. Oh, you're still here. Oh,
Okay,
you're
good.
paused. Oh, you're still there. I was
Okay.
like, God,
Okay.
you're sitting awfully still. You're sitting awfully. See, and we're not going to alter these moments out either. I'm gonna use alter from now on.
There's one on
Just
Taylor's. If you watch our YouTube, I do a magic
oh my
trick,
gosh,
guys.
listen, it's a magic trick. Okay. I know this is like completely out of left field and completely veered off what we're talking about. In Taylor's episode that tomorrow,
Yeah,
tomorrow, right? Just tomorrow. Tomorrow there's a magic trick. Melena does magic. If you don't watch any other episode, watch that one for the magic because you will even see me and Taylor be like, what?
That's my
What?
favorite. So funny.
But, I mean, that I think that's the thing that kills me is when somebody leaves a negative comment, and we always say this, hurt people.
Mhm.
If you're hurting, I get it. You're allowed to hurt. You're
Mhm.
valid in hurting. Don't try to steal someone else's joy. It's just not, it's not cute.
No.
It's not a good
No.
look.
No.
Well,
I was gonna.
I'm sorry. I did a lot of talking.
No, I'm totally okay with it, man. I was gonna ask you
just- I-
this. No, I was gonna ask you this. Can you think of, because I was actually thinking about this last night after I read that post that I was talking to you about. Can you think of one thing? You don't have to get super graphic, and I can share mine first, like that somebody has said to you that has stuck with you forever. And I'll go back to,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna
absolutely.
lie. I know there's things with family that have been said, but I'm not even gonna go there for the sake of my but I remember in elementary school. Yeah, third grade. I had, oh galls, I bumped my like hairs that came down kind of like
Mhm.
this. And I
Yeah.
remember specifically
those.
one boy came up to me and he started calling me Elvis Lena. And that always stuck with me forever. Delancey's laughing, but it crushed me.
I'm not laughing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But it crushed me. Like it crushed me because I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't look like a boy. Plus, I'm the
Right.
only freaking brown kid in the school. Like what, or in
Yeah.
this class? Like what the hell? Like people say mean things, and so you know what? I've always
Mhm.
been super self-conscious about my hair, and it's stupid and it's dumb, and I've always hated that I'm a more hairy girl because of that kid. So yeah, there's something right there to share. Do you have
I
anything?
bet his name was Seth, wasn't it?
It's actually Wade.
Dang.
Yeah.
My I mean, this isn't my thing that stuck with me because thankfully I've been able to knock out all this stuff in like junior high and elementary school. Anything that was like mean that was said. Uh, this one, yeah. This one, honestly, it still affects me now like a lot. Like,
So you don't have to say it.
no, it's okay. It's not a big deal because the more I say it, the less power it has. You know what I mean? Like the more
understand that. Yep.
I say it
Yep.
and the more I face it, the less power it has because it used to
Crumble you.
destroy me. It used to
Yeah.
completely destroy me. And it was it was by an ex-fiance or the ex-fiance. I was early 20s, mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that essentially I should be thankful that he was with me because that everyone is right, that I'm just too hard to love and that I would never find anybody.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that definitely stuck with me. So really, honestly, any comment that anybody leaves that's like nasty on my Instagram, it's never as mean as that. So it really isn't
No.
that bad.
Right.
But in retrospect, like that's what a lot of people don't understand when they say things like that. They even when it's out of anger or they're like doing it to like be funny.
Right.
Like I cannot stand when people make fun of other people to be funny and they think
Yeah.
it's cute. Like if you do it occasionally to like joke around, that's fine. But when you are relentless about it,
Yeah.
that's not okay. And I think that's the reason why I feel so strongly about those comments that were left or the comments that are left
I
on yours or
understand
on
that, yeah.
mine is because it's like you're making very untrue statements about people that
Yeah.
you don't even really know, that you just get a
Yeah.
little glimpse into their life. And
Right.
you know, you're seeing on our social media, you're seeing what we let you see,
Right.
essentially.
Right.
But on these podcasts, and I think that's another reason why it kind of irritated me so much. On these podcasts for an hour, 30 minutes, hour and a half, however long we
Right.
record,
Yeah.
we are 100% authentically us.
Exactly.
So for somebody to come and tell us, take this down,
Don't
you're
alter
wrong. Don't you should alter this. Well, we're gonna change your name because it's the favorite name I love to use all the time. Deborah,
it.
alter your attitude. Because that, and honestly, I'm kind of proud of them for going back and deleting it.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
because the
they're
last time
not
I
there
checked, they
anymore.
deleted them. They're
Yeah.
not there anymore. So, I mean, we didn't delete them.
Mm-mm.
We didn't take them down. We didn't delete
Mm-mm.
them.
Nope.
Because Melena and I did talk about it offline, just the two of us, and we had an agreement that, these people are allowed to voice their opinions and voice their thoughts, and we're not going to silence them, because if we silence them, we're no better than they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I guess they came to their senses and realized that, oh God, we might get, some backlash from what we said. But you can't, when you say hurtful things just because you're upset with your life, you don't know how long that'll stay with someone. You don't know what that person's going through. So
Right. Exactly.
think twice before you decide you want to lash out at somebody, because that may stick with them for years. But on top of that, can I just go ahead and just throw this out there? Because even though that does stick with me and that like made me get super emotional for like a split second, which is super annoying. He just got divorced. So I'm not the
Well, and
problem.
I was gonna say I'm glad it's your ex. Like seriously.
Oh yeah.
Ex.
Yeah.
Fiance, not even like ex-husband. I'm so glad it didn't and it breaks my heart for you. And I get why emotions brought up, and it's frustrating because you don't want emotion to be brought up. I get that. There's things like that in my life too, that it does that to me. And I'm like, why? Because you don't want to give anything to it. Yeah. You don't want to give anything to it.
Exactly. It takes that energy to give you like an emotional response, whether it was something like what I just shared, which super fun, or it's something that somebody says to you, either in a comment section about you or your family or your bio mom or whatever. It just like, when it triggers that emotional response, that's when you just want to go, you're legitimately not worth this energy, but I'm giving you this energy, and I'm going to give it to you for like 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take it back.
It breaks my heart for you because of it, as I've gotten to know you and learn about you and love you and like just everything we've been through. It just, I hate when people say that, because you are very lovable. But the thing that like, that's the thing that sucks, is when people say things like that and like, you don't want to give any emotion or what do you call energy towards it. You still do. It still eats at your mind. Because I have things like that I can think of right now. And the sucky, shitty thing about it is the closest who you think is the closest people to you that say these things.
Yeah. And that's like, and that's the thing that like,
and it cuts worse.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's married, and she and her husband were just like, I guess they were just having like a little petty spat. It wasn't like really anything to write home about. And and she just told me, she was like, oh, he's just so dumb. And I went, girl, don't say that.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'm only saying it to you. And I was like, no, I hear you. But if you say it to other people, I was like, whatever, like, I'm not going to say anything about it, like, whatever.
Right.
And it's like, but if you get so comfortable saying it to other people, you end up saying that to him. And then saying it to other people is not a good look either. No. Like, that's just it, when it's just like you said, be kind, just be nice. Now, if somebody legitimately makes you mad, let them know they made you mad. Right. Obviously, but don't lash out. No, just don't there's no reason to lash out. There's no reason to. And if you need a few minutes to get it together, then take a few minutes to get it together.
And I know people don't like talking on the phone these days, but do that. We'll go drive over and see people in person. Nobody likes confrontation, but it's so much better than holding these feelings in and feeling yucky and gross and clearing the air.
Don't do it in a text message.
No, seriously.
Text messages.
Was it in a text message to you? Please tell me it.
Oh God, no. God, that would have been a no. Absolutely no. no,
Okay, good.
no. He said some pretty like stupid stuff in text messages, which I'm that person that I don't delete anything. So like I had it
Have
forever.
it all. Yeah.
So yeah, I had it all. And so anytime he would always say that when we were in arguments, which is so it was so toxic. Looking back on it, it was so toxic. So he would say it in arguments, and I'd be like, really? And I'd take out the text messages and start. It was kind of like it just wasn't okay. But it
Yeah.
all started
Yeah.
from you hurt me because I expected more. I expected you to be a good man and to
Mhm.
be,
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
talking like we're planning our lives together, and I expect you
Right.
to be there, and you still want to be a child, which is fine, whatever. But you say that you hurt me. He said it enough times to where it hurt me so much that I started keeping score, and that's just
Mm,
not and that's not healthy at all. Like
no.
that's not okay. And like that's the reason
No.
why like a lot of these people who comment such negative things in comment sections, when I go back and I look at their like we've gone and looked at people's profiles before on here. We actually did an episode with that where we went and looked at her. We didn't say,
Mhm.
her name or anything.
Yeah.
For the commenters from the that sparked this conversation. We didn't say her name or even her Instagram handle.
Right.
But when you start seeing a series of mean comments, mean reels,
Yeah.
lashing out,
Mhm.
someone, I feel like that tells me somewhere in their history,
Yes.
someone emotionally or mentally beat them down so
Correct.
much that they have to lash out somewhere, or maybe just acted like they weren't even there.
Correct. Agreed.
Now, these two, I'm just going to keep coming back to them. These two, for some reason, I guess, thought they were defending.
Yeah, I could see
They
that.
I
I could
could
see that. Yeah.
but the way they went about it wasn't a
Was
defense, it was an offense.
yeah, wasn't tactful at all. Yeah, that's for sure.
And not at all. I just I just,
People don't think before they post. I've noticed that too.
uh,
When
oh,
they're in a fight or flight mode, like really. It's just bam. And it's like, okay.
is it still fight or flight, or is it fight, flight, fawn, and
I have
freeze?
I have no clue. I've only heard fight or flight. I'm not cool and hip with all the new
I've only
words,
ever
I
known fight
guess.
I've only ever known fight or flight too, but apparently there's like a new
There's
thing. Like I've never watched
okay.
Euphoria, and I think it came from Euphoria.
Oh, I've never watched that either. Yeah, I
I
know what you're
haven't
talking about,
watched
but
it.
I've never watched it.
Yeah. I asked my
Interesting.
niece if it would be something I'd want to watch. She said no.
She knows you. That's good. That's
I
good.
thought, yeah, I thought I was cool. I thought I was hip. Obviously, I am not that cool and not that hip.
Whatever. Yes, you are. That's too funny.
I have
So,
my
no,
moments.
you're good. Anything else you want to share on this? I thought this was good. Like, just kind of,
I have a question. This is like totally, this was good, but I want to know what was your best, this is just from my knowledge, and I really feel like this would be good. Your best nice, nasty clap back to a negative comment on
oh,
your social media. Like the one
I
that you're just like, yes, I am proud of this. Because it
honestly,
was,
I don't know. I have to look because I know exactly what reel it is, and I know there's some I have. But if I'm being honest, I'm not one that I mean, and you know this about me, I don't like to clap
uh-huh.
back. I don't like to give
You
them any of
don't,
my energy. I
you
don't.
don't.
For me, I think it's a waste of energy. Delancey's completely different, which is fine.
Dude,
But
I'm like, let's
I
go.
I
But
don't
in
like
a
to give
nice
them any of
way.
my
In a
energy.
nice way. In a nice way, let's go. It's like
Um,
Shania Twain, let's go, girls. That kind of let's go.
the thing that like not kills me, but I think is like it's crazy how people come out through the comments, like the woodworks, like other
Mhm.
people that like stick up for you. Does that make sense? That's what I
Yes, I
mean.
love it. I'm here for
Like,
that.
yeah.
I'm here. I mean, because like I think I even did a video on my TikTok, because that's where I've only had like honestly one negative comment on my my new Instagram. Um
Yeah.
where I reposted the video of meeting my bio mom, and I just changed the caption because it was on the 5 year anniversary, and I said 5 years ago, this is the first time she held me. And I've only had one negative comment on there. And it wasn't even really negative. It was just like
Yeah.
it was just her feelings, I guess,
Yeah.
which I'm just interested to hear what they
I
said. And
honestly, a lot of these that people, because of the kind of person that I am, mine are more like they shared a part of their story. And even though they were
mhm,
nasty about things, I just said, thank you for sharing all the love to you. Like that's I don't know.
that's perfect.
I'm scrolling to see, but a lot of it is like that because then that stops them right in their tracks. They can't be
It
like, oh, you
does.
bitch. It's just like, thank you for sharing that with me.
How
I'm so
dare
sorry.
you?
Yeah, exactly.
How
What
dare
about
you
you? What about
say
you?
positive things to me? This is actually the most, I mean, I'm not going to go through my TikTok because my TikTok, like some people say some vile stuff on there. And I just
Oh,
say,
I bet.
I say something similar to what you said, sending so much love and prayers your way. I hope things get better.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, I'm not going to give you a lot of my energy. But this one, it wasn't even like, I'm trying to find it because it wasn't even like, it wasn't negative. It was legitimately her just saying, I don't get it. And here it is. Oh, she replied, I think. Oh, wow. Good for her. She actually came back very nicely. I'm not going to say handles, commenters, before you try to come for me. Um, she said, I met my bios. It was like walking across the street to meet new neighbors. They were strangers, so I never understand people crying and being emotional over strangers. If you've never seen my video, I am sobbing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the second she hugs me, I start sobbing. I am a crier anyway. Avi, I mean, I almost cried on here like a few moments ago. I've cried a couple of times actually with talking to Melena, either on podcast or when she did my interview one time. I teared up with her. But I'm an emotional human being. It is what it is. So that's what she said to me, and my response was, "That's completely understandable for you to feel that way that you do. Everyone's journey is different, and this small clip is a window into mine. I support all adoptees in their journeys and their feelings. So much love for you and your journey." And then she actually just responded back a few moments ago and said, I do too. Just for me, they're strangers, no emotion for them, which I get it. You're allowed to have those emotions.
Right.
And it wasn't even
Right.
like, I mean, she easily could have gone left if she
Correct.
wanted to.
Yeah.
She really
Correct.
could have. But it's when you respond, like you said, with kindness,
Yeah.
or I mean, you can be nice, nasty. I
Yeah.
mean, not you specifically, because you're too pure hearted. I can be nice, nasty. I
Oh,
can do it.
girl.
I've been trained very well.
Oh, girl, I can be nice, nasty. I do it more to people's faces because if you're too chicken shit to do it to I don't want to be on the keyboard. If you want it, I'm going to do it straight to your face and I can't do it straight to your face over a keyboard. That's how I feel. You ask some people who have screwed with me, messed with me. I can think one in particular. She could tell you to your face how I can be.
I'm like really curious now because you're like such a sweet person. I like can't picture that. Well, and it's funny you say like you don't want to be on the keyboard. The ones that were like not nice at all on my TikTok, I nine
Uh-huh.
times out of 10, if my comment section didn't go after them, which majority of the time they didn't, it was
Right. Yeah.
fantastic. In
Yeah.
which they weren't mean. They were just like
No.
basically telling him like you are not being a nice person right now. Like why would you
Correct.
say this?
Correct.
I
Correct.
I would I would make sure that I responded with videos so they would
Yeah.
understand my tone of voice, my emotion behind it, and that,
Can you do that? I don't know if I can do that on Instagram.
I
I
don't
don't
I
know
don't
that I
think you
can.
can do that on
Yeah, I don't
Instagram.
think you can.
You might be able to take like a screenshot
Of the comment.
maybe and of the
And do it that
comment
way.
and
Yeah, because
maybe
I do
possibly
know
put it
that
in. Is there a
TikTok does
green
that because I've
screen?
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do it that way. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say mine, all majority of the ones I responded to that are like negative. Like there was one where a guy said your parents are the ones that raised you, not the one that abandoned you, but he misspelled every word.
Oh
And there
my
was
gosh.
like legitimately misspelled every word to the point that I was cackling because how can I take you seriously if you're gonna misspell literally every word? And so there was that. Do you remember that trend where it was like you did like the mashed potato? And if you don't know what the mashed potato
Oh,
is and you're listening
yeah,
to this
because I had a
podcast, you're
real
gonna hurt my
no,
feelings.
no.
And like
I
that,
because I had a reel go viral from that. So yes, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
So that was the response that I did. And I corrected all of his words every time I pointed up. And there were so many, somebody even commented, they're like, this is my level of petty. I'm here for this. And it's like, and my caption was just trying to help you out.
Oh, that's funny.
Because and stuff like that goes viral when people
Yeah.
see that you're, I guess, in a sense, quote unquote, clapping back, but in
Yeah.
a fun way.
Yeah. Correct.
Like there's a way to clap back at people without stooping to their
Yeah.
level, is all I'm
It's
going to
true.
say on that. Like there's
It's
a way
true.
to do it. I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
the passive aggressive option. I can't do it. I'm not good at it. I know people who are fantastic at it. I'm not
Yeah. Yeah.
at all. But there is a way to respond back to negativity. Sorry, Pocket is like laid out on
No,
my
you're
desk. You just see her like her little ear.
ready. Ready.
up.
She's ready for bed.
She's like,
"Let's go.
Mom."
Let's go. Let's go. She's too cute. No, I think this is good because no matter what, I think it's just going to get worse with the world. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
it's just, it is what it is. And so our biggest thing is just be kind to people. You don't know people, what people are fighting or facing, or because
be kind to people and stand up for them. Stand
That's
up for the
true.
ones that can't stand up for themselves. And
Exactly.
that's I think that's the reason I felt so strongly about this, is because not that Molly and Silva can't stand up for themselves. They obviously
Correct.
can. They're very strong women.
Yes.
But they weren't in the comment section on our YouTube channel. And that was not right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and they do want to come back for a follow-up.
Yes,
Delancey, I know, reached out and they still want to, even after all of this, they're game to come back, because there's a couple people I would like. Delancey has mentioned, which I'm like, that's such a good idea to have them come back. It was Delancey who was like, we need to have follow-ups. I'm like,
we
genius.
need follow-ups. Yeah, we need like, because there's so many like questions.
Yeah. Yes, there really are. There really are.
You see her?
Yes. She's like, come on, let's go. Be done.
She's looking at me like, okay, for real, Mom, shut up. Like, you've been talking way too much. And I'm sorry. I know so I did do a lot of talking this episode. I apologize.
No.
I just feel very strongly about this.
Don't ever apologize. And she felt more strongly about it than I did. Like, I agree with her wholeheartedly. But I have no issue with you talking. Hell no, it's totally fine. It's good. It's really good. Like, it's both of us. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's both of us. So yay. I love it. Anyway, Kate, anything else you want to add on to that before I got to go get kids ready for bed because it's school time, and I know you want to go to bed too.
I was about to say it's technically school time because first football game is a week from Saturday, and I am already wiped.
It's crazy. It's so good. Anything else though?
Nope, nothing from this peanut gallery over here.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for being here. All the things we so love and appreciate you.